Is this making your day coming on halftime today? How about that, since we haven't been able to talk for so long? Does this make your Thursday or ruin it for you?
You know what? At this point, it makes my day. Phil, they're playing our song, buddy.
I'm so glad you admit to that now. I don't know if
I'm having Phil withdrawals, man. It's been a while.
Know. That's the whole reason why you're coming on here, man. I mean, it's like, would we have done this if the Hogs in Missouri State would have been able to play Tuesday night? You know, that would have been like the little island in the middle of the oasis, the oasis in the middle of the desert that you and I are now dealing with, since we don't see each other these days because the Hogs have been on the road for last week and on the road this week. But here we are. And hey, we don't have to do without each other for too much longer, because we got 7 home games left, and then after that, you're traveling for all of the games. So what do you think about this weekend with LSU? You know, I mean, does the history of LSU's dominance over Arkansas, specifically in Baton Rouge, have anything to do with the series that we're about to see this weekend? Or is it just about the number 1 team in the country going in to play against a team that is still trying to figure things out?
Yeah, I don't think the past matters. You know, I think that's one thing that's way overused. You know, people say, well, we haven't won here in this many years. This is a different team. And I tell you what, these guys can go win anywhere. They've proved it. I do think a big factor, though, Phil, is the fact that they're opening up the stadium 100% capacity. I really do. I think that could be a factor in the game, and it could go 2 different ways. You know, they got a bunch of young guys on their team. You know, it could make them nervous to perform. You know, talking about the LSU guys, they've got 3 freshmen, they got a couple of sophomores. You know, it might be harder on them playing in front of full capacity. Our guys are used to it. I don't think it's going to phase us a bit, but I think it's going to be a good series, though. But to answer your question, I don't think any of that in the past matters. What's it been, 2004 since we won there? I think these guys are going to go down there and do a good job like they do every weekend.
Yeah. Is the feeling that's been, you know, I mean, you have the sense now that the biggest rival for Arkansas baseball-wise right now is Ole Miss, but it's for different reasons than the rivalry with LSU. You know, with Arkansas, Ole Miss, it seems to be more about 2 teams that do things in completely different ways that have been battling for supremacy in this division for the last 2-3 years. The LSU thing feels more to me, Bubba, about like what you might have experienced playing against Texas. You know, a program that was dominant in the league for so long that you kind of felt like little brothers sometimes, and you just took so much joy in the moments where you beat that big program, of which Texas used to be, you know, that big program, and LSU, you know, kind of hasn't been the last 3 years, but you look at the last, you know, since the Hogs have been in the SEC, they're still the premier program. And it feels like LSU is what Texas was back when you were playing.
No, I think you're right, Phil. And it's crazy, though, you know, the hatred for Ole Miss just gets everyone fired up. And like you said, it's 2 completely different styles of baseball, where Paul Mainieri doesn't, you know, he runs a tight ship. I like the way they play the game. They play hard. They don't do all that Bush League crap that you see down at Oxford. You know, so I think there's a mutual respect there for the 2 programs, and I think that's why when they get together, it's always a great game. You know, always on both ends of it, win or lose, it's good baseball, and that's what we love to see is good baseball.
Yeah, we love to see good starting pitching right now too. And that's what LSU has going for them right now is they got a couple of starters in A.J. Labus and Landon Marceau that have done really well recently, and they needed pitchers to step up after Jaden Hill's season-ending injury. You know, for Arkansas, it's been a slow build right now to where you are with Patrick Wicklander and with Peyton Paulette, and you're still trying to figure out the 3rd game. But if you have 2 good starters and the way the bullpen is constructed, I think you're going to be just fine for right now. But, Bubba, it feels to me like, you know, I feel like Dave Van Horn and Matt Hobbs are almost ready to unleash Paulette and Wicklander. And so much of it has to do with if Peyton and Patrick throw strikes and if they compete the way we know that they can compete. But I feel like if they do that, I think they'll get an extra inning or so. I think they're about ready to let them get to 100 pitches, if not a little farther.
No, I think you're right, Phil. And, you know, it's funny. I know you and I talked early on about Patrick Wicklander, and we said the same about Connor Nolan. We said, you know, everyone was in panic mode about Patrick Wicklander. And I'm like, look, you and I both said it. He's going to be a big part of this team as we get down the road at some point. And then you look at how he's done the last few weekends. I mean, he's proved that he's got Friday night stuff. We knew it all along. You know, he just got off to a rough start. And Paulette's the same way. Paulette's got just great stuff. You know, now if we can get that third guy to step up, whoever it's going to be, you know, I still like Lyle Lockhart. He's got 5 pitches he can throw. He just needs to throw them over the plate, and I think we'll be in good shape. But you know, I'm excited about the direction that we're going. And it seems like Dave Van Horn does a great job every year of getting the team going in the right direction where all the pieces start to come together, you know, about this time of year, and it's exciting to see.
Bubba Carpenter joining us here on Halftime. Bubba, I know it's going to be a lot of fun this weekend at Alex Box for here. We know, and I just know this just from Phil telling me stories about you, we got a lot of listeners texting in questions, wanted to try to, like, I don't know, necessarily put a divide in between you guys. We're going to get to a few of those here in just in a second.
Oh, we'll take care of that ourselves. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll do it, yeah. I do want to ask you, because I know that you really clutch the bat when you're at home. You're standing up a lot. You seem like you're nervous a little bit during home games. What about during road games when you don't have the comfort of the beautiful Phil Elson sitting next to you on your right? What do you do while he's on the road? What is Bubba Carpenter like at home?
You know what?
While the Razorbacks are on the road.
When I'm listening to Razorback baseball and Phil's gone, I'm usually doing something. I'm busy, so I'm not good at just sitting still. Like, I don't watch the games typically. I might sit down and watch an inning, but I'm usually up doing something, kind of like I am in the booth. And I don't know if it's nerves or just excitement. I just love Razorback baseball, so I get excited. Sometimes it's hard being up in the booth because I want to jump down on the field and you know, be a part of it. But I don't know. I guess on the road I'm still kind of the same. I'm up pacing, walking around, either mowing or working on a baseball field, doing something to stay busy.
Before I ask, you brought up a point there, and I want to bring this up before we kind of dive into, like, the dynamic between you and Phil, which is one of the best. Has there ever been the opportunity for you to coach alongside Dave Van Horn, or just kind of provide your expertise, just being a former major leaguer playing in the big leagues with that? Has the opportunity ever arose? And if it did, is that something you might be interested in to maybe not necessarily join the coach step, because I know you've got your own gig right now that you do, but just to provide back, give back to this Razorback baseball team?
Absolutely. Anytime, you know, as an ex-Razorback and a huge Razorback fan, someone that's followed the program forever, absolutely. I'd love to be down there sitting next to Dave in the dugout. Of course, I'd miss Phil, so I don't know. I don't know. who do I pick, DVH or Phil Elson? I don't know.
Maybe Dave would let us do the broadcast in the dugout, Bubba. That would be a whole new thing.
That would be fantastic.
Hey, now you're talking.
Maybe. All right. Just pops another question in my mind, then I'll move on to what I actually have planned here. Dugout, this is for both of you. Would you rather do it in the dugout or do it in the hog pen with Ty Richardson?
Wow. How much
ahead,
do we need a 7-second delay for both of them? So
exactly,
I'm a little nervous on either one.
I tell you, I got to go with the dugout.
Yeah.
I'd love to do the broadcast from the dugout. I think that would bring in a whole new just atmosphere to the broadcast. I think it'd be great.
Well, I know that you two just adore each other and the differences that you are, but then you're the dynamic that you two have, and we talk about it all the time. It seems like all the time when you come on, and the listeners just love it. Brandon in Paris brought up an interesting question. I want to phrase it to you and see if you and Phil are on the same wave page. He says, I want to ask Bubba and get him to admit, what is the thing that annoys him the most when calling a game with Phil? What about Phil annoys you the most during a broadcast?
Wow.
I need to take my headset off here. I'll take my headphones off if you need room to be honest.
Yeah, how long is this segment here? Let me see. I think the obvious one is this whole yellow pole, fair pole, white line crap. I mean, come on. That's number one. 2 would probably be the fact that I get like 1/10 of the booth and Phil gets the rest of it. So I'm over in my corner. That's why I stand up. I don't have room to sit, so I have to stand up.
2 for 2.
Yeah, and I think the M&M thing. I watch Phil. He doesn't eat the peanut M&Ms. He just fondles them during the game. You guys get on me about my bat. Well, he's over there playing with the M&M package, and that kind of bugs me. Is that enough, or you want me to keep going? I got a bunch.
I mean,
of them.
I could fondle either the peanut M&Ms or the Honey Stinger Energy Chews. It's either one of those, and I'm not reaching for your hand during the game, Bubba. I need something to hold.
Well, I appreciate that, Phil. You've already sung to me once, so yeah, don't be trying to hold my hand up there.
Yeah, I have a feeling we'll be doing this a long time, so there'll be other chances to sing. Hey, I want to be honest about something here for a moment too, and I feel like, you're coaching to me is all about communication. I feel like we got into that with Matt Hobbs. He came on the show on Tuesday. He's such a great communicator. I think Nate Thompson is as well. And Bubba, one of the things to me that stands out about your ability to do a baseball broadcast as a color analyst is because you are a coach for so many different ages. You're able to break down a baseball game or just an at-bat for the layperson or for the baseball expert. And I've said this to people before. I've probably told you this before, too. It's worth saying on this show. You don't know how good you are at being a baseball analyst. It's all about your ability to communicate to various levels of people and their interest of baseball. To me, that's what coaching is about, too. Don't you think so?
Well, I appreciate that, Phil. And I'm fortunate I get to coach kids of all ages. So, I try to, when I'm coaching a kid, I say this all the time. I try to get inside his brain and kind of share his brain and see, how can I get through to him? And I feel like when I'm doing a radio broadcast, it's kind of the same thing. Just trying to get into I picture the people listening to the game, and I think they want to know, what the pitch was, the speed of the pitch, the location, what kind of swing the hitter put on it. When a home run's hit. I hear all this talk about, velo this, velo that. Well, I tell you what, when I'm listening to a game, I want to know, did he hit it 100 miles an hour or did he hit it 115? Because to me, there's a huge difference in the two. And I guess I just try to, I don't know. And I guess the main thing is still, I love doing it. I love coaching. I love talking about baseball. I love watching baseball. And I really love Razorback baseball. So it really kind of, I guess it comes easy.
Yeah.
Last thing, Bubba, before we let you go, today is National Bugs Bunny Day, and I had kind of forgotten about this thing, but Phil brought up a baseball comparison with Bugs Bunny, the Looney Tunes character, and brought up the Bugs Bunny changeup. What can you tell me about the Bugs Bunny changeup?
The first time we did it on the air, I think I referred to Cole Ramage as having the Bugs Bunny changeup. Where you just throw it and the hitter sees it, and he just keeps swinging, and he just can't hit it. I think Ryan Costu has kind of the same kind of changeup now. Cole still has a good one, but that's kind of the Bugs Bunny changeup. It's just that pitch, you see it, and you just can't hit it. And so that's how we describe it. It's kind of fun. I didn't realize it was Bugs Bunny Day, though. I didn't know that was a day.
It's amazing when we look up our national holidays. It's amazing some of these holidays. Like, what was it? It was Babe Ruth. It was that Tuesday, and apparently there's the Ruth style or something like that.
Yeah, no, we don't know. That was just somebody that was probably speaking Chinese and was being translated into some weird English. That's what I think that was. But I know what the Bugs Bunny changeup is, and it's strike one, strike two, strike three. You're out over and over again for another two batters. That's what that is. Bubba, we got to run. I appreciate you, man. I look forward to having you back in the booth next Friday when it's Arkansas and Georgia, but I'm sure we'll be talking before that.
Well, that sounds good. Well, hey, go get them this weekend, Phil, and go Hogs.
You got it.
Thanks, Bubba.
Carpenter.
All right, see you guys.
Razorback Sports Network baseball analyst, outstanding baseball coach, and hunter extraordinaire.
Do you feel better now after talking to him?
I do feel better.
Okay,
I'm ready
good.
to do a game with him, but I got to wait another week until we can do that. I also feel good about Wheels RV in Springdale because they want you to seek out everything the natural state has to offer right now. You can explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, Alliance. All the best brands and the best prices at Wheels RV in Springdale. You'll find them at 5 miles west off I-49. That's exit 72 under the Tawnytown Water Tower. Seek, explore, discover Wheels RV. Make sure to ask about the lifetime warranty and the mobile service shuttle. WheelsRV.net for more. Wrapping things up next.